Okay, let's hope I can finish this presentation with this video. This is about chapter 4 and 5, foundations and floors. Drainage language from the 7th pull forward. Grading shall not direct nor create flooding or damage to adjacent property during or after completion of construction. So grading of a new project should not damage or cause flooding to the property next door during or after the job is done. Foundation anchorage. Anchor bolts are to be A307 or other applicable steel. So this is something you need to highlight so you know where to find it. Shallow foundations, perhaps in the code book, not in here or on here if you choose. Shallow foundation. No amendments were made to this section, which allows the dwelling to be built on a shallow foundation, not necessarily below the frost line, but per the requirements of this section, the building must maintain a monthly mean depth of at least 64 f. Decks. The design of cantilever decks must assume no live load on the interior span, which is similar to the 7th edition. Allowable choice span. Amendment allows use of the span calculator. Choice span of decking. Control joints. Amendment carries forward 7th language on prescriptive requirements for which for when control joints can be eliminated. Chapter 6, 7, and 8. Very few changes. Wall bracing. A second exception was added. Unconditional single-story rooms of areas less than 600 square feet where main dwelling is connected to the room via an exterior door or a slider and no other openings between the main dwelling and the room exists. Thermally isolated. This amendment was inserted to address 3-season porches that were constructed under the 7th that many consider to be overbuilt at a high cost. Exterior windows and doors. For all windows more than 6 feet above grade, a seal shall more than 24 inches above the floor. If not, other requirements apply. Ceiling attachment. Amendment does not allow gipboard attachment to ceilings with adhesives only. Allowable ceiling choice rafter spans. Amendments allows use of AF and PA span calculator. Chapter 11 on emergency energy efficiency. Massachusetts general law requires compliance to International Energy Code. Is the IECC 2009. Massachusetts amendments make this chapter equivalent to IECC, so purchase this book is not necessarily required. So just use the Massachusetts code book. Other IECC sections of note. Storm windows installed existing windows okay. Roofing may require addition of insulation. Wood burning fireplaces shall have gasket doors and outdoors combustion air. New HVAC ducts shall be leak tested. Several amendments that make Massachusetts unique. Specific reference to ResCheck software, Energy Stock compliance path, and Passive House compliance path. And Appendix J. Existing buildings. In general, a paragraph is added that features of existing construction which do not meet the requirements of this code for new construction shall be presumed to have met the regulations, codes, or laws in effect at the time of construction alteration, and if so, shall be deemed to be existing conforming. So existing conforming means something similar to code compliance. However, there is also an exception in note. Existing components or features of an existing building which, in the opinion of the building official, are dangerous, unsafe, unserviceable, or demonstrate damage or significant deterioration, or which otherwise present a threat to the occupants or to the public safety, shall be remediated in accordance with the applicable sections of this code. Any new building system or portion thereof shall conform to code for new construction to the fullest extent practicable. However, individual components of an existing building system may be repaired or replaced without requiring that system to comply fully with the code for new construction unless specifically required by this appendix. Smoke detectors. This section is replaced with Massachusetts requirements for smoke, heat, and carbon monoxide detection and alarm systems, which are similar to the 7th. There is an apparent conflict between this section and R314.3.1. BBR's intent is HA 102.3 supersedes the R314.3.1. May want to, so this is the note about that section. Alteration repairs, but that's okay. Just disregard this because this will supersede that. So you just have to follow this, not this small print right here. Existing buildings continue. Latent conditions. This section was added that addresses latent conditions that are observed to be dangerous or unsafe, or when a component or system is determined to be unserviceable. Said conditions shall be corrected in accordance with the applicable provisions of this code. Permit needs to be pulled. There is an exception. If public safety so warrants, corrective actions are permitted, providing that the building official is notified within 24 hours of actions taken pursuant to this exception. Such corrective work should not be concealed until the building official has inspected and approved the work. So if there is an emergency and it's on vacation, during vacation weekends, for example, that may be done but leave open for inspection. AJ 102.12. Existing non-conforming means of egress. Existing non-conforming. The following conditions, when observed by the building official, shall be cited in writing as a violation. Said citation shall order the abatement of the non-compliance and shall include such a time element. So there will be a time limit of that what need to be corrected. Less than the number of means of egress serving every space and or story required by this code. Any required means of egress component which is not of sufficient width, like it's less than 32 inches, to for main door, for example, to comply with the code for new construction, or is not so arranged as to provide safe and adequate means of egress. Hazardous means of egress. In any existing building or structure in which the exits are deemed hazardous or dangerous to life and limb, the building official shall declare such building dangerous and unsafe in accordance with the provision of this code. Appendix J, existing buildings. Continue. All emergency escape windows from sleeping rooms shall have a near clear opening of 3.3 feet. The minimum net clear opening shall be 20 inches by 24 inches in either direction, except that windows in sleeping rooms of existing dwellings may be replaced without conforming to these dimensional requirements, provided that the windows do not significantly reduce the existing opening size. Structural. These sections were amended with the last sentence, where alterations or reconstruction may decrease or reduce the structural performance of the existing building. Such proposed activities shall be evaluated by a registered design professional for adequacy prior to such actual structural alterations. Historic building. See For historic buildings, see CMR 780-34 or the IEBC 2009 with the amendments. Energy requirements for existing buildings are found in Chapter 1 of the I Code. Strength Energy Code. The Stretch Energy Code is the first locally adopted set of 780 CMR regulations that the BBRS has ever promulgated. 60 plus communities have adopted it. This code can be found at the link to the 8th edition base code. This energy code affects low-rise residential buildings, both new construction and existing buildings when undergoing renovation, and new construction commercial building of certain sizes, but does not impact existing commercial buildings undergoing renovation. Stretch code. Chapter 110, the 7th and the 8th edition. The content name are pretty much the same. 8th edition special regs 1 through 7. Concrete test labs, only cleanup. Concrete test techs, only cleanup. Manufacturer buildings, no change. Native lumber, only cleanup. Construction supervisor license, cleanup. Continuing education incorporated, cleanup mean revised, maybe? The 8th edition, a new table with Csl descriptions replaces many paragraphs of the text, so that is formally restricted. 1 and 2 family formally IG Csl. Changes advocated by building officials have been incorporated. Csl Exemptions. A construction supervisor's license is not required for Massachusetts certified building officials, provided such certification is current and they comply with the oversight requirements of R5 generally. Building official fees. The BBRS shall grant an unrestricted construction supervisor license without examination to an individual holding a current certification per the requirement of R7. An individual seeking such license can file an application. Continuing education requirements. Building officials are exempt from it if their certification is in good standing. Continuing education requirements for licensed construction supervisors must acquire a certain number of continuing education hours each 2-year renewal period based on as identified below. CSL 12 hours, CSL 1 and 2 family 10 hours, specialty 6 hours, masonry, roofing, windows, siding, perhaps insulation not required. Continuing education requirements. Courses, instructors, and course coordinators are required to be approved by the BBRS in order to convene continuing education classes. A licensee will have several methods available to achieve compliance. Local technical college may apply for approval to act as a course coordinator and provide varied courses presented by instructors approved by the program regulations. Home builder associations may also apply for approval as a coordinator and then hire approved instructors to present materials as part of their regular monthly meetings as a service to their membership. Home improvement contractor registration. For registrations, renewal, and filing for complaints against a home improvement contractor, contact the Office of Consumer Affairs. Please note that licensing of construction supervisors is still administered by the Department of Public Safety. The requirements of what is needed, a CSL or HEC registration or both, to perform building construction remain unchanged with 8th edition. Proposed amendments. Stretch Sinclair Code, fire protection of floors, drop stopping void spaces, 6 years code cycle skip, BBRS photo skip the 2012 cycle.